It's the illest on middays here at Vocalo, and on the line, I got my homie Ric Wilson with me. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling nice. I'm feeling like well rested. About to get a day rolling.
I hear that. Now I see the space behind you. I'm loving the nostalgia type look, the retro vibe. I mean, I know we was talking earlier. You said the behind you is where you do like a lot of your recording.
Yeah, I record everything right there.
Everything?
Everything I record right there.
No studio, like that's your studio.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I record everything and I mix everything. I got a setup right here, monitors. I got a big. I have a big screen. It's like a 40, like 35. It's a big inch screen, but like, yeah, I record everything here and I mix it here too. I mix everything here. The only thing I have not mixed is the new EP that came out. I didn't mix that.
Yeah,
but the verses and stuff, the verses were all recorded here, and then the hooks I recorded with Terrance.
Wow, that's something unique. Like I figured you was in a big old studio. That's amazing. Like the quality that you're producing from your room, and then all of the qualities you have behind that as far as you mixing and putting together your own music. So pretty much this quarantine that we in right now, during this outbreak, it has not slowed your music down a bit, I would say.
No. I actually, for like the first, I want to say the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was kind of like slow, but like recently, I've been like creating like a whole lot and writing a whole lot. I've been cross producing with like people for forever. So like, my homie The Count send me some beats. I got my homie Adrian to send me beats. Patrick Pryor, they all sending me beats, and I'm just writing to them and trying to figure out, where it fits. Cause like before I put out the EP with Terrance, I had a whole album done that I thought was done. Mm-hmm. And then me and Terrance, man, we decided to put the EP out before I would put my album out, my first album. But now, before I finished the whole album, and I had never been on tour before, never been on tour. Finished the album, then I went on tour with Corey Henry. I went on tour with Big Frida and then Drama, and the whole shape of how I wanted to write music. And I want to write music that I would be comfortable with performing every single song on it. On a project that I put out. Because I actually realized I was making songs that I was like, I got bored of performing. So so then I scrapped a lot of stuff on the project, and now I'm on the album, and I'm I'm making the album actually now, remaking the album. So
I sure was gonna get into that because I know you've you dropped 4 EPs, which this latest EP is your 4th one with Terrance.
And only Vocalo knows all the EPs I dropped. Everyone else think I only dropped 2.
Really? Well,
yeah. No one knows about my other EPs before Negro Disco.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Now I admit Negro Disco put me in tune with you, but then when you do further research, you see that that's not the only EP you had.
Yeah.
So I mean, before we get into your new EP, what I guess I would say, what's been some obstacles for you during this outbreak? Because I know you say you was on tour with Drama. I know I promoted that via Vocalo when they went on tour, and that was North Coast, I believe, not North, wasn't that an overseas tour?
Oh, Northwest Pacific.
Yeah,
Northwest Pacific. Yeah, so that's the first leg. Yeah.
So was there any effects towards the touring when the outbreak happened? Did it delay anything? Did it stop the tour?
Kinda. It's weird because when you're on tour, you plan out how you're gonna get everywhere. But me and Lucas was really on the budget because we was opening. So Lucas is my DJ, so we was planning out how we was gonna get everywhere as all that was happening. So and then we in different places that we were doing concerts. Drama was selling out. They were selling out all their shows. Every show we did on the West Coast was sold out. So to us, it didn't feel like that because people was cramped in. I've got people soul training in these little ass venues. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean? Some venues were big. We did this really huge venue in San Diego. And then we did this other big one in LA. But some of the venues were small and some of them was big. So we're dancing and jamming all of them. So we didn't feel like we was in the middle of a pandemic. No one was you know what I mean? We didn't feel it until we got to Seattle. People that's actually my friends was yo, you know what? can't make the show because, you know, it's kind of like, you know, people are sick, so I'm kind of just gonna, you know what I mean, not come. That's when it hit me. I was like, dang. But then even after that, we sold out. People was like, where y'all at? We was like, shit, we finna be drinking over here. And it's all right, man, we finna drink over there. So that's
Sacramento.
So we didn't really feel it till we came home. And then people was, then the guy, like, we was home for only 1 week. 1 week, and we was gonna go back on tour. We was about to play like Canada. And it was already sold out. We was gonna have our first debut in Canada for sold out shows. We was like, dang, like this is lucky, we killing it. And then, you know what I mean, like pandemic happened.
So, you know, with that happening, musically, did that delay any I would say music production from you as far as like your recordings, as far as what you had planned for this year?
Yeah. I think I mean, well, thank God, like They Call Me Disco, we shot all the we got like more visuals to that. And we shot all that and did the content for that beforehand. But like now with like, you know, we wanted to put out the album. We wanted to put out the album this year, and like, I don't know, we got to step back and think about like, we're gonna put out a debut album in the midst of a pandemic in fall, when it's like, when fall is usually like big, like music dropping, like everybody's experiencing something new. People are going to different jobs, different works, different schools. Like school is starting again. It's a big transitional time, so it's the perfect to like drop music. But we don't know because, you know what I mean, you don't know where anything's going right now. Like people can open up, like America can open back up, and then America could all just everyone, a lot more people can get sick. You know what I mean? So then we're gonna get locked back in. So it's just like everyone's planning. So I got friends that are planning for like, you know, to tour like in fall and stuff. And I was just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So
no one knows what's to come in our near future. I see good things happening, but you know, to get to the project They Call Me Disco,
yeah,
I checked it out. I love it, man. I especially love Chicago Bay with you and BJ the Chicago Kid. The track after that as well. Like, it's a solid EP. So I want to ask you, you know, where did the name come from? They Call Me Disco, because you are definitely disco and you definitely got some funk in you, my brother.
I mean, well, it's like a root of things, you know, because it's like, I thought when I came, so someone, I was in the, like 3 years ago, right before I made Negro Disco, I was in the barbershop, and this old dude told me that this song I made called Hang Loose reminded him of some disco stuff. So I was like, disco? So I thought, when I thought of disco, I thought of something like, you know, John Travolta, you know, like Saturday Night Fever. He's like, no, man, like the OJs, like MFSB, like that real disco, that, check it out. So then I dug into disco, and I love the culture and everything. And then I created this video. I created this mashup where I put Bad and Bougie over September, like the instrumental of September. And then I put it to this video of like Soul Trains from like back in the Soul Train days. Don Cornelius, like an actual like an actual film like of like people in the Soul Train back in the 70s. And I put that on the internet, and the tweet went viral, and everyone started calling me Disco Rick. So then I went on tour with Corey Henry, and I put my name on Twitter as Disco Rick. I went on tour with Corey Henry, and Sheree Reed, who's like a bassist, who's like probably one of the best bassists in the country, like tours and is part of like Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles. And he's from Chicago also. He started calling me Disco. Like, he said, yo, disco, 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 disco. So then I was like, so I just, like, when I was making the project, I was just thinking about that. And like, when me and Terrance would talk, he would just talk about like the fact that like I was dancing and moving the whole time. Terrance would be making the beat, and I'd be moving and dancing while he making it. And I didn't even realize I was doing it. I didn't realize how, like, I guess it was weird or different, because I guess niggas don't come in the studio and like dance. I guess that's probably something that like the rappers don't do that.
You know, you're different.
He kept talking about how I was constantly moving and dancing. And I just thought about that, and how, like, you know, this music is like movement music, and movement not just in the sense of like culturally, like pushing the envelope, but also like dance and movement. So like this like, you know what I mean, majority is damn near like it's majority like it's like a dance EP with like rapping in it. You know what I mean? Majority of it. That's really what it is. And that was the vibe, you know what I mean? But it's not it's not a disco EP. It's not like disco music, you know what I mean? Disco's just a vibe. It's your energy. Disco's an aura. You know what I mean? Like, just like ecstasy is like an energy you can have. Like, you can be like floating in disco. So
and that's one thing I can say, me sitting here with you, everything you put in your music it's the same energy you have. Like, disco is happy. You know what I'm saying? Disco is happy energy, and this is you happy, you smile, you know what I'm saying? And I love to see that you brought your personality to your music catalog. On top of that, me learning that you didn't have a disco influence until you went to the barbershop, right? That's what it was?
Yeah, barbershop.
I'm thinking you already had influence, you know, but prior to that. So you just blew my mind. I already thought you had I was going to ask you who influenced you with the disco and things of that nature. So to hear that.
Nah, man, it's some random black dude in the barbershop. Random old black dude. He's like, man, this reminds me of some disco. I was like, I was heated. Because at the time I was like, nah, man, I'm a rapper, dog. And he was like, so when he said disco, I'm thinking he talking about, you know, like, sing it loud. I was just like, yo, this thing got some like white corny dude. Then I saw that. Then I read up and I did my research. I was like, dang, disco was raw. I was like, dang, disco was the movement. You know what I mean? Like, Marsha P. Johnson was at discos. You know what I mean? Like, fucking Muhammad Ali was probably at discos. You know what I mean? Like, people was getting down. Well, Muhammad Ali probably wasn't at discos. He's with the nation.
You know, he diverse though.
I don't know.
He diverse. He danced like he feel. You know,
yeah, exactly,
like he feel it. Now, you know, I'm happy personally too that you took the route you're going. It's different. It's a whole nother vibe that you see coming out of Chicago. Would you say that helped boost your music career as well by you stepping into a different lane?
I guess. I think it was more like me just trying to be like just myself, just like more of myself, like more than anything. Because I think I was getting like frustrated because there was some like in 2010s after like Keith and Chance, people only talked about they only talked about a small number of people in Chicago. Anytime you see Pitchfork or Complex write about 10 upcoming artists out of Chicago that's up and coming, they would have Chance and Saba and No Name in it for the past 5 years. I was like, up and coming, like rap is their career. Like, these niggas is making money. They selling out shows all across the nation. I was like, and like people, so we kind of like, it was like a disconnect. People kind of just forgot about like a whole, just class of like artists like me, the Femdots, like they were starting to forget about, you know what I mean, not think about us. And I don't know, so I was just realized, I was like, well, let me stop trying to make music that I think people want to hear and the music that I want to hear for myself. I'm gonna make music that I'm listening to. Like, I'm not really listening to the music that I think that people want to hear. I'm listening to like some weird retro shit or some like, you know what I mean, or some weird like Tame Impala or something. So I'm like, let me make some music that has like some movement like that to it, but also is myself. But then I also love rapping, you know what I mean? Because like Jay Electronica is my favorite rapper, you know what I mean? So I've been listening to Jay Electronica for years. So like so with Bamba and this one, I was just trying to like, you know, Bamba, I was just trying to show people I can rap. And then this one was like, well, let me make music that's just like funky. And then now just like I'm just working on my pen game, you know what I mean? Like, I want people to listen to it, but then also like you can dance and listen to it and be like, oh, you know, this dude, he actually got some bars, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I hope people actually hear that and listen to that, so that it's not just like, you know, it ain't like, yeah.
I'm loving what you've been bringing to the table. I love a different sound, and most importantly, the energy. Energy is always important. And me listening to They Call Me Disco, the energy starts right from the beginning of the track. Like, you and Terrance Martin, you guys literally craft like together. You guys are like a tag team. I mean, I meant to ask you too, how did you two even meet?
I was a fan of him, and he had heard about me, and my manager Russell Rideau actually is a friend of Terrance, has been a friend of Terrance for years. And right when I met Russ, he was like, man, I feel like you and Terrance will hit it off. And I was like, of course I'd love to get in the studio with Terrance, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, let's see if it happened. And then, like, you know, he told Terrance, and Terrance was like, damn, okay, I'm into it, I'm down. And like we met at Terrance studio.
And it worked.
We met at the studio, walked in the studio. He was recording some music. Then we start playing music. Then we started talking about music. And then after that, you know what I mean? It was done. You know, that was it. It was a wrap. You know what I mean? Or it's the beginning or whatever. So
I'm happy y'all came together. You keeping disco alive. You keeping funk alive. It's a different type of rap. I mean, it's rap, but it's different in a way where it make people listen. You mentioned "Hang Loose." "Hang Loose" is one of my favorite singles from you. It has a vibe to it, man, and you continue to create your own sound wave. So I want to salute you on that. Let you know, please continue to do that. We here at Vocalo, we see something big happening in your near future. You're already doing big things. You'd have been in commercials. You know what I'm saying? The modeling. You performed at Pitchfork. You've been doing some great things. So, I mean, overall, how do you feel, your music career is working out for you, compared to some artists, they feel different ways that things aren't working for them. But for you, how do you feel things is working for you lately?
I think it's going well. I mean, I'm happy. My mom's happy. It's I'm a cross country runner. I ran cross country in college and high school. So for me, you know what I mean, it's just keeping the pace. You know what I mean? Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race. But slow and steady wins the race in the sense it's not just like I'm just gonna put music out and just let it just be. Like you gotta have a plan when you put your music out. You gotta figure out, you gotta really hustle. Like I just dropped an EP with Terrance Martin, and I just yesterday went through everyone I follow and asked all my friends, yo, just retweet my tweet. You gotta hustle. You have to have a hustle to it. You know what I mean? It's gotta be a hustle, but it still gotta be, you know what I mean, slow and steady and pace is the race. So just keep to yourself and be yourself. You know what I mean?
Like that. Now, with They Call Me Disco being out, what is something you want the world to take from this EP?
I was just thinking about that in the shower, actually. I just got this running.
I don't know if that's cool or that's
no.
That's dope how to ironic.
Because I just had this Pitchfork review come out. And I liked it, but like I was just thinking about that, and I was just thinking like I want people to like really like Black people can make music that's fun and feels good, and just because it's fun and feel good don't mean it has to be corny or like square. You know what I mean? Like you can make music that it makes people inspired and feel good, and it can also be good lyricism to it. Like that's what me and Terrance was trying to do. Like it's good lyricism to them. All the songs are called a song, and you know why that song's called that. It's a message in every single song. You know what I mean? It's not just like, man, I went outside and I'm feeling good and I'm dancing, girl. You look, you know what I mean? No, it's like I'm feeling good, but also I'm aware that like this like police brutality is fucked. Like niggas is getting killed in the middle of a pandemic. This is like annoying as shit. I'm like, I'm having a good time, but I'm also aware that there are like, you know, that maybe there's a disparities on why I grew up the way I am, but other people the way they are. Like I'm dancing and having fun, but I'm also aware that like there's a reason why my music is called like it's like directly automatically called like rap and R&B, and like some people's music is called indie. You know what I mean? Then it's marketing different and again different like resources because of that. You know what I mean? But it can also, but I can do all that and make fun music that feels good, but still recognize that. You know what I mean? I don't have to throw away my Blackness to make music that's fun and feel good. You know what I mean?
Man, do I know what you mean? Hey, I love the response. That's the powerful response, my brother. That's something people need to hear. And you're doing it. Like I said, you're making the music you feel. You're not making music that you want, you know, that others want. You're making music for yourself that speaks to people. And a lot of it takes time for artists to gain that mentality and that maturity. And you have it. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's coming your way. Do you see yourself signing?
Actually, me and my team actually partnered together to start like our own indie situation. It's called Free Disco. So our label is called Free Disco. And we're doing distro with Empire right now. So like, I don't know, I guess technically, that is like a signage in itself. Like I guess I signed myself.
You did.
But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't think Kendrick ever thought that he was gonna like have like a do a signage with TDE and Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? Like sometimes some certain situations come and you change your mind on things. You kind of not change your mind. You just kind of consider it. You know what I mean? Like what I consider, Dr. Dre came with his production company. It was like, yo, y'all want to sign the Aftermath too? And join the Aftermath? Like, I'm like, dang, I don't know. Let me really sit down and think about this. Like, Dr. Dre, you know? So, like, I'm not one of those artists that's just like, I'm never going to sign major or none of that. You know what I mean? If it makes sense, then it makes sense. You know what I mean? Because, like, I always think about John Q, that movie John Q. I don't want to be, you ever see John Q with Denzel Washington?
Of course.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be that dude that had so much integrity, but then when it really came down to it, he couldn't even have enough bread to save his son's life. You know what I mean?
Yep. That movie almost made me cry. So yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't, you know what I mean? You can have your integrity and your artistic like view of lens of freedom, but like I also have to realize that like I'm Black and I gotta prepare for like next week when some people only gotta focus on today. You know, so
man, look, Rick, I greatly appreciate you for taking time out your day to chop it up with me about your new project. They call me Disco. Any last words you would like to share before we end things?
I'm hoping that people are having like they 10 family members at the crib this summer and they just blasting on their speakers. Cause you know niggas got speakers. People in Chicago got speakers. That's what I'm saying. Everyone talking about some, oh man, the summer finna be over with. I was like, what? This Chicago, we is the home of Fifi's.
Yeah.
Chris like parties at the crib. Like people finna have so many small kickbacks, smoking, drinking their thing. I want them to be playing. They call me Disco at them joints. Fuck you, man.
Hey, man. Again, Rick, I thank you, man. This has been probably by far one of my funnest interviews. Again, I'm loving your personality, your artistry, and you know we support you over here at Vocalo. And again, I thank you for taking time out your day.
Much love, John.
Yes, sir.